Good morning, it's Evelyn. I have been working a lot of hours lately, so I thought might as well just vlog a workday in my life and show you what my life is like working from home and what I eat. Before we dive in, real quick if you're new here, hi, my name is Evelyn. I'm a project manager based in Beijing. I'm from China, but I'm kind of stuck here for the moment because my life in Chicago got cancelled by COVID. So we're just winging it now. Here is me trying to read a book when I wake up in the morning. The Unbearable Lightness of Being is downright the best book I have ever read in my entire life. And I don't say this lightly. I could not have imagined the subtlest, most inexplicable feelings in my chest being just poured out so precisely and so beautifully into words. Processing these words is like the closest thing I've experienced to like an orgasm for the past year and a half. We don't talk about that in China. For breakfast, I'm making a smoothie with overly ripe bananas that have been in my freezer for well over a month. This is my tiny fridge. It's vintage, it's cute, but it's also awfully small and makes a mind-boggling noise every 15 minutes. That makes me want to go back to the minute that I purchased this thing and punch myself in the gut. I'm trying to make space in the freezer to fit in stuff other than just bananas. So we're blending this with an immersion blender, the only blender I have. Adding some ice cubes and a big spoonful of unsweetened peanut butter. It looks kind of unimpressive, but let me tell ya, it's so delicious. It's making me like kind of a little grateful for my tiny broken fridge.
A lot can happen in a day.
All right, now I'm sitting down to start my day. This is my productivity hood. We're gonna skip the whole get ready with me thing here today because let's be honest, working from home has saved all of us a lot of makeup. Sometimes when you work from home, it's easy to feel like you've sunken into a hectic but not productive entropy. Recently, I have sort of figured out a way to work around that. So here it is. I like to start my day with a to-do list. I use the back of my work notebook as an agenda to write down what I want to accomplish each week and then each day of the week. I find this especially helpful for a project management type of job, or really anything where like you get pinged all the time and have a handful of different rabbit holes to run down at any given minute. With the to-do list, you always know what's the most important thing to do at the moment and can cut down on the switching costs between multiple tasks. In the morning, I usually have a few calls to jump on. These are usually check-ins for different projects and team update calls. I work for a tech company with a global team, so most of these morning calls are with my colleagues in the US, when it's the afternoon for them in the previous day. My virtual background is the office. It's Stanley back there. Can you see? Then I would usually take care of a few action items after meetings, check a couple of things off of my to-do list.
Man on the moon. Take a life away.
And then, like, before you know it, guys, seriously, it's 4 p.m. This is when I start to feel unproductive and hungry and feel angry at myself for being hungry because it's absurdly distracting. What's really nice about working from home is that whenever I feel the need for a productive break, I can get up and do things I love, like cooking, and get back to work sharp and refreshed. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like at the office, I just somehow feel the pressure of like constantly keeping my eyes fixated on the screen because everybody else is doing the same. Psychological research has like repeatedly suggested that you're actually more productive and a lot more creative if you take a few breaks in between long periods of work and come back with a fresher mind. I don't know. For myself, I just know that like I'm happier working from home. I feel very fortunate that I'm allowed to do that. I recently got this little, I don't know what plant this is. Isn't it cute? For this very late lunch, I'm making a falafel wrap from homemade falafel that I had prepared over the weekend and kept frozen. They only smell a little bit like bananas. I then air fry them to make them warm and steamy on the inside and crunchy on the outside. Meanwhile, I just whip up this homemade hummus. Tzatziki and tahini, the holy grail of Mediterranean cuisine, if I may say so. And yes, I did make all of this at home, except for the pita, which I ordered off of Alibaba. You can get anything you can or cannot imagine off of Alibaba these days, including this crocodile, which I truly hope is illegal. This is my lunch. Usually I try to eat lunch at peace, but today was one of the streak of busy days for the past couple weeks. So I got back to the desk and there were pings waiting for me. So I got distracted for a solid 15 minutes before finally getting into the wrap that I was frankly just dying to eat. I try getting out of the apartment at least once a day when the weather and air quality are permissible. It's usually the office or the gym, and on some special and slightly more exciting occasions, my favorite place to go in the world, the grocery store! On the way back from the grocery store, I stopped by this little Hong Kong style cafe for an eggs on a toast. For one, we're fighting the stigma against dining alone. Wow. And we're back for 2 hours of calls. I have calls at 10 or 11 almost every single night because that's the only time that's possible to have people from Asia, Europe, and North America all on the same call. This is really not that ideal for me because I'm usually a morning person, but it's also because of these calls that I'm able to work from home and not have to go to the office every single day. So I am okay with that trade-off. Okay, it's just past midnight and we have one last order of business before going to sleep. Dishes. Can you imagine trying to relax after a long day and suddenly remembering that you have a full sink of dishes? I don't know how I managed to create so many dirty dishes living alone.